And good morning. It is Tuesday morning, believe it or not, and it is chilly. 38 as you're waking up, but don't worry. We're going to get to a higher temperature today, 78. It was quite nippy yesterday, wasn't it? If you were out in it for any length of time, you felt that wind blow by. Whew, a little better today. 78 is what we're expecting. We'll tell you about a frost that is coming. Oh, it's still planned. Make sure you've got that stuff covered up Thursday night. It plans to hurt your flowers there. They've been starting to bloom. Y'all seen it? We've already made one grass cutting. Anybody ever cut their grass yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's time. If you haven't, it's starting to sprig up and look, well, you know how it looks. I see a lot of grass mowers as I'm driving around all day long. Let's go to Collinsville now. Let's go to the First Baptist Church. They got a good message for us today. Let's see what they've got.
One of the evidences that spring is here is when you hear about spring training or spring practice for football teams at all the area high schools. Teams are allowed 2 weeks during the off season to come together and work on fundamentals, techniques, conditioning, weight training, and routines. It's a hard 2 weeks, but it's necessary because it helps players focus on things they must do right and well so that in the fall, they can start with many of these things already having been learned and even mastered. Coaches know that the more they can teach during these 2 weeks, the more it will help them move forward in the fall. Christians are this way when it comes to one of the fundamental tenets of the faith, learning to love each other. 1 Thessalonians 4, 9 and 10 says, "Now about brotherly love, we do not need to write to you, for you yourselves have been taught by God to love each other. And in fact, you do love all the brothers throughout Macedonia. Yet we urge you, brothers, to do so more and more." One of the good things about this church is that they had learned to love their fellow believers. When Paul would instruct them, he wouldn't have to do a remedial course on brotherly love because they had learned to love from the greatest teacher of all, God Himself. Love is fundamental to all we do. As believers, we must learn to love from God and grow deep in that love for one another. When this happens, we can be on our way to doing so much more of God's kingdom work. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back and good morning. If this is your first time, we welcome you. Also, WMOX Radio joins us, carrying the broadcast with us this morning. Glad to have you a part of it. When's the last time you saw Sarah Huckabee? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she's Sanders. I forgot to put that last part on her name, didn't I? Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's the governor, Arkansas. Kind of following in her dad's footsteps. She is extending the Defense Against Criminal Illegals Act. What does that mean? She's making it in the entire state of Arkansas to where there's no sanctuary cities. They can't hide. They can't run. It's statewide now. She means it. I think she's a good person. That woman took more than I've ever seen in the public. When everybody was screaming women's rights and this and that, they seemed to omit her. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
They picked on her in ways that no one should have ever been treated. She's tough, though. It means she's a mama. Y'all all know that. She's got probably one of them hands that'd come after you, scare you there. We got a guy that's been arrested in Florida, and well, an arrest in Florida it reminds me, the reason I brought it up was, who remember Mark Chestnut's song, Bubba Shot the Jukebox? It's the same principle. He goes into a nightclub and karaoke machine quits, and well, it made him mad, so he shot it. He was swiftly taken away by deputies, and well, he'll sleep it off, so to speak, with a few charges. This has been, now, I think most Americans, there are the exception, because here's the story of what we're going to tell. Most Americans, when you don't agree with somebody, it's just a disagreement. You can agree to disagree with your politics are different than mine, or your values are different than mine. It's okay. You do your thing, I'll do mine. But what happens when that person crosses the line and tries to impose their thoughts on you? So you wouldn't spend $100,000 on a Tesla. How do you pronounce it? Is it Tesla or is it
Tesla?
Tesla. I was close. As you can tell, I don't own one. It's electric and it's not my thing. But I don't hold it against anybody that wants that. It's a neat concept. It's kind of like my golf cart. It will quit. I've had to go get Angie and pull her back to the house before they quit. That's my thing with it. But I have nothing against anybody that wants one of these. Are they environmentally friendly? Probably so. They're just not there where I think they ought to be yet. But what happens when you pull up beside it and you see someone with one, you key it? They caught a 70-year-old man keying somebody's car. What he didn't realize was those fancy $100,000 cars have cameras that run nonstop all the way around it. It videoed every step he made. I want to say it even got his tag number on his car as he pulled in. It's just mean. If you don't like it, confront somebody. Y'all talk about it. You ain't got to yell. You ain't got to throw a punch. You can discuss it. If you don't like it, walk away. You go home, they go home. But that's just downright mean. He's going to have to pay for all that. I would imagine that'll be a sticker price. Let's see. What else is here? Dan Bonagino. He has officially been sworn in as deputy director. FBI is where he's going. And this is what I couldn't figure out when they started talking about Dan doing this. He has a very, very successful podcast, TV show, and everything. He is walking away from all of that to go serve. That's shocking because Dan was doing quite well with that. We have someone arrested in South Dakota, an airman. He's been arrested for the murder of a 21-year-old girl that was found off base. They're assuming, and again, it's all assumption, that she was probably killed on base and then later dumped. That's bad. That's bad. He's active duty. 24 years old. Killed a 21-year-old. That's not good at all. We certainly hate that even happened. What else is going on across America? Dolly made her first appearance this weekend. Did y'all know that? It was the 40th anniversary of the grand opening of Dollywood, and she made the wagon, the little ride through there. And she felt that Carl Dean would want her to do that, and I have no doubt he would. He let her do her thing and wanted her to handle it. What a sweet, sweet lady as she goes into life without her partner of 60 years. You ever been to Dollywood? It's the only family portraits we have. Olin Mills shut down. We didn't know what to do. Dixie Stampede with our piece of chicken. Don't lie. Y'all have got those pictures too on your refrigerator. I know you do. We'll talk to Nick. I think he knows a photographer. Really, we have never. Yeah, that's it. That's the only family portraits we got. Dollywood, baby. There's a lot of people that have that same too, though. Let's see here. Trump says it ain't going to happen. Have y'all heard this? This is nonsense to begin with. We want the Statue of Liberty back. There's this one guy over in France that's running his mouth. That's a lawmaker. Ain't going to happen. And I can't think of her name. The pretty young lady that's blonde-headed is now the spokesperson for the White House. I'm sure everybody can see her face. She said if it weren't for the United States, the French would be speaking German. Mic drop. Kind of says it all. Not going to happen. It belongs to the United States, just so they remember that. Oh, who's next? And as we read this, we don't know the behind-the-scenes things that go inside a company. NOAA weather. You know what I'm talking about? It's next on the list for Trump to go visit. Well, Doge. Who's sitting around not doing nothing? Well, an accounting firm is coming. And there's going to be some layoffs most likely there. A lot of people are worried that we won't be getting the information needed. I feel like they will fix this quickly. I think they will go through and just do an audit and get things to working better. Like our guest this morning, we'll tell you about his audit. Everybody went. The judge is in the house a little bit later on. Here's something that just tugs at your heart. I don't think there's a person, and if you don't fall into this category, rethink your stance in life. A forest fire. You and your son are there. A dad gave his life so his son could make it as he traveled as hard as he could to get to a roadway during a forest fire. They did make it. He laid his son down, and he would die from his injuries from the forest fire. It was Oklahoma is where that happened. He gave his life so his son would make it. Just tugs at you. And I think most of us would. You'd do anything for your children. What is going on worldwide with planes? Is it just now, has this stuff just not been being reported? Maybe. Sometimes things are hidden from the general public. I've always heard that nothing makes the press nationally unless it's approved by someone. We see that Honduras, 17 went down in a plane. 17 people aboard. I think there are some survivors. Yesterday, we keep going with this. LaGuardia, New York, plane coming in. They say, whoop, you're going too fast, pull back up, and the wing touches the runway. Now, would you have really wanted to be on that plane? This is starting to scare. And I love flying because it's so fast, you're not tired when you get there. But my heavens, have we had some issues in the last 3 to 4 months. And don't tell me it's because some people were laid off. This has been going on for quite some time. I'm just not sure we've been advised of everything that's been going on. I've always been, if someone breaks the law, I do think police need to chase them. We send out condolences this morning. Where did this happen at? California. Police were chasing a stolen car. The deputy lost control, struck a car, and then hit a light pole. He lost his life in the car chase. This will make the person did give up some miles down the road, got out, and he was arrested and taken into custody. That's sad that he lost his life over that. This was kind of kept quiet over the weekend. A pileup in Kansas. And has anyone ever been in a dust storm? You ever been out west and that dust comes across the highway? It's kind of like a snowstorm. It truly is. I was in Texas and was in one for a brief moment, but you literally can't see the highway. Cars piled up. 8 people lost their lives in Kansas. And you can picture the scene, 18-wheelers and cars. Cars just don't stand a chance in something like that. Anybody, I quit watching, I don't know, the last time Billy Crystal done it, I think, the Oscars. Do y'all still watch those? Nick doesn't, Odie doesn't. I quit. It just, they've lost their zing. But is this guy really that big of a star, Conan O'Brien? He is going to host the 26 ones. I think their ratings this year was even worse than last year's. Conan scares me. I don't know if you've ever seen a zoomed-in picture of him with a camera. I know Nick's over there thinking only a face a mama could love, and he just don't want to say it out loud. The death toll has risen of the storms that come across this weekend nationwide. We're up to 42 deaths nationwide where these tornadoes went across. Whether it was a tree falling or a car wreck, everything that attributed to that storm, 42 lives were lost. Our heart goes out to those family members. And we keep hearing more. I don't know where this is going, and I feel that it will go to the Supreme Court in the end. This auto pen issue. Can it be revoked since it was not physically signed? An auto pen pardoning the January 6th committee. We got one from Mississippi that was on that list. What will happen? Can it? Will the Supreme Court get involved? If so, there's trouble coming for these 6 if it was not done properly. And I don't know what the law is on that. I truly don't know. Could that even be addressed at that point? That this law may have been in effect before auto pen even existed. That hadn't been around forever. The stamp, I can remember that being a kid. Bad grade, use your daddy's stamp. Shame on y'all. This is those crimes that none of us agree. Those that try to hide behind religion and break the law. We have a Texas megachurch pastor who is surrendered to Oklahoma authorities. Now, he's 63 now. He done the crimes when he was in his early 20s of sexually assaulting at least a 12-year-old. They have one that has come forward. Now, and again, I sometimes I may have to ask the judge here of laws. 60, he was 23. He's 60 now. I thought there was like a 3 years. I don't understand how that works, how they can bring charges against somebody that many years later. Now, was it wrong then? Is it wrong now? Yes, but the law is the law on that. At least I think that's the law, but they definitely have done something. He has surrendered. I don't quite understand that. His name is Robert Preston Morris, is the pastor. He was the pastor of a huge church there in Oklahoma, in Texas rather. There's more that needs to be studied on that to realize how they can do that. And I have yet to understand why we didn't have this headline straight out of Meridian, Mississippi. I don't know what happened. I can't get any answers. But a UPS worker, let me see where this is from. Washington, D.C., they have an arrest of a postal worker stole $1.6 million in checks from the mail, spent it on luxury items and hotels. And it happened here in Meridian, Mississippi. It did. What they were doing was, as checks arrived to local businesses, they opened up accounts that were similar to the name of the business and deposited them and was using them. They were caught by the Postmaster General, but we never heard what happened. Now, I'm not making this up. It actually happened. Walk around Meridian, talk to some business owners that were waiting to receive checks, and they would go, "Where's my money?" And the company would go, "We've already mailed that." Come to find out, it was cashed and put into another account, either in Columbus, Alabama. These are facts. This is not made up. It happened in little old Meridian, Mississippi. But we don't know who or what. We were never given the information from the U.S. Postal Service. Shad White, can't you answer that for us? I would think Shad could. Shad has people that watch the show. Have someone ask him. I didn't know this was even going on, but the Veterans Administration will no longer provide transgender care for some veterans. What they're saying is if you're already in the middle of it, that'll be completed, but if you were getting ready to start, no way. I truly, honestly didn't know that that was even an option. I'll leave it at that, but what if you're vacationing and you have 18 Secret Service people with you? 18 of them. Now, just the hotel room is $500 a night for each one, and that's in the cheap motel. Do y'all realize what that trip, I think it's $500,000, was costing the taxpayers of America? And you know who said, A guy named Trump. Says, figure out how to get home on your own. He has suspended Secret Service protection for Hunter and Ashley. The Bidens got to figure out how to, take care of themselves. Now, Joe still has his, but he's suspending it for the children as they go on these wild, lavish places. And it fell under what got the attention. He was not even aware of it. He was during a press conference, and somebody said, wait a minute, you put sanctions on these countries, and little Hunter is over there. And he said, say what? He used that little presidential cell phone to make a phone call, and here we are now. Had someone just say there that they worked at a local business, and this happens more than you think of these checks being stolen. It does. It does. There's stuff I mail that never make it. Do y'all remember the ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz? They were stolen, and then they were found. The guy that stole them was waiting to go to trial. He will never stand trial now. He died. So that doesn't.
He's got one trial to go.
He's got another trial to go. You're right. On Earth, I guess he will. Nick, how does that work? You're not charged if you die before it happens, so you're never. Doesn't go on your record. Does it really matter? Probably not.
Merge credit score.
Could at your credit score. It's game over. Whoa! Texas midwife has been arrested. Life to me is so important. A child, it is. We have a Texas midwife that's been arrested and charged with performing illegal abortions. How could you harm? And as tenderhearted as I am, very tenderhearted, folks, a puppy dog, man, I can't stand it. And this just breaks my heart, but I saw something a while ago changing the subject of a puppy dog. I don't know if y'all have seen this, where the man is taking his dog to Petco. The dog lays down in front, and that dog knows what's inside. Don't y'all just love your pets?
I ain't going in there.
And I've seen that happen at Tyson's. The most hated man in Lauderdale County by animals. That would be Tyson Pompeia. He'd get out and dogs start barking at him in the parking lot of Walmart. That's that man that done it. But seriously, babies are the sweetest thing that God has ever given us. Let's protect that. I don't quite understand this fossil story, so we're going to keep rolling on that. Let's see here. What else is happening in America this morning? Big news. 80,000 documents are supposed to be dropped today. The JFK files. Now, from my little I'm sure there's some pieces of paper in there, but let me say this. Do not expect there to be anything earth-shattering. Whatever really happened was never documented. Whatever happened was not put on paper. That third person on that grassy knoll was never mentioned in a piece of paper. A shovel was used later to take care of him. It's not going to be in there. There may be some stuff that's interesting, don't get me wrong, but the truth does not lie in documents because, well, we all know politics.
I still think he was shot from inside the car.
I've seen that theory. Odie thinks it was the driver. I don't think so. It was more people than one, and it was a lot. I think there might have been some government agencies involved. As we see, they will turn on you, and y'all know that as well as I do. Go back and seriously, as you go back, I remember watching many years ago, and it's funny how sometimes Hollywood can do a movie, and then years later, all that stuff you didn't think that existed really does exist. Who knows who and who knows what? But Enemy of the Estate, every bit of that stuff was very capable of doing it. At the time it was released, it was, no, that can't happen. Yeah, make a senator mad at you, see what happens. Make a judge mad, see what happens. We got all those stories coming up, and a quick look at your forecast in just a moment. Don't rush off.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Somebody said Jimmy Swaggart turned 90 last weekend.
Oh, Jimmy.
The Kodak moment. Oh, I shouldn't have said
He
that.
asked for forgiveness.
He did ask for forgiveness, and God forgives.
Yep.
He does. James Garner. Let's get into your forecast now. Y'all really want to know about this, I know.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs and record lows as we go back to 82, a high of 88. Back in 1892, it was 24 and cold. Today, we're going to see somewhere between 77, 78 over in Bama, 67, 69 roughly. As we look at this, don't forget we're going to get strong winds tomorrow, gusting up to 35 to 40 miles an hour. Don't light fires. Patchy frost is on the way for early Friday morning. And as we look at this, warmer weather out toward California. And as we look at our forecast today, it's going to fall between 76 to 78. They've changed this a couple of times over the last couple of hours. At least 79 tomorrow. Then dipping back to the 60s as we get ready for that cold weather Friday morning. 36, and I've even seen it as low as 33. We'll watch this, but frost is coming Friday morning. Over the weekend, perfect weather. 76, 78. Rain chances beginning on Monday there. Then we'll get back into the 70s. And look at this as we head toward April Fool's Day. 80 degree, 81, 83. Now that's warm, isn't it? As we look here at what's happening with our fishing today, major time to go is 3 o'clock this afternoon until about 5. And you know what? It will be plenty of daylight to see your worms. What do we got with winds light, 10 to 15, and then we're going to have those gusts jumping to 20. And again, do not burn today either. Just not a day to do that. Sunrise will happen at 7. Sunset, get this, 7:04, which means it will be daylight after that. Great for politicians knocking on doors to come see you. I hope they are. I hope they earn your vote. We got an election coming up in our area before long. Already 6:55. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back in a minute. Again, our special guest this morning, Nick Lisi, the judge. He's in the house. A whole thing happened yesterday we got to find out about. We like to go straight to the source, drag them in. We'll get all the details coming up at the top of the hour. Join us, won't you?
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.